Hey everybody, I'm Chris and I'm the founder of Luki Bike Adventures, and I am finishing up working on this specialized bike here, and right now I want to tighten this bolt to 40 Newton meters. Now, how on earth is anyone supposed to know what 40 Newton meters is? Like, how tight is that? How much pressure are we putting on? You know, your average person isn't going to know. It's, unless you're working on bikes all the day, every day, doing this a bunch of times, you're not going to know what 40 Newton meters are. And that's why they make torque wrenches. And actually, even if you are doing it every day, if you don't know what 40 Newton meters feels like in the first place, you're not going to be able to do it by feel anyway. So you still need a torque wrench, at least it's in the beginning when you're learning how to do this. And what this does is it's got a gauge on here, a little dial. And it goes from 0 to 60 Newton meters or up to 50 foot-pounds. And this basically tells you how much torque you're applying to whatever bolt you're tightening. Okay, so this is the Park Tool TW-2.2, and I like this version because it's or it's not this version, but this style. It's a beam style because it's inexpensive and it really does help you build that feel. The digital click kind, they cost a lot more. They're very easy to use, very intuitive. You keep going until it clicks, but it's a bit mindless. You don't have to pay a ton of attention. Whereas this one, you have to watch the dial, and so you know, as you're watching, you know what each one of these numbers feels like because you're watching as you're doing it. What I also like is that all torque wrenches need to be calibrated, and this one you can not only see when it needs to be calibrated, but you can calibrate it yourself. So if you're looking at it and this pointer isn't pointing at 0, then if it's looking like that or something, then you know it needs to be calibrated. If it's not moving freely and it's like rubbing up against the this plate down here, it needs to be calibrated. And you do that basically by just kind of like bending this at the head, and that's what the manual actually says. And I'm not just making that up. That's how you adjust it. So it's super easy. Whereas the digital ones, you have to send them out to Park Tool, and I don't know how much that costs. I don't know how long they keep it. I don't even know how you tell if it needs to be calibrated or not. I don't know. I guess if it just feels off. So this is, I feel like, a good inexpensive way to get things right. So how do you use it? That's the why. Now here's the how. So if you're doing this guy, you want to tighten it up just with whatever you're normally using and get it to, I usually try to get it to where I think it's supposed to be, to like what feels right to me, and I kind of make a game out of it and try to get to developing that feel, that sense of touch to get it right. I didn't do that this time. I just kind of tightened it a little bit, and then you can use that same bit because it's just got a regular socket head or whatever. You just click that on the same as you do anything else. And now there's a few different kinds. Some of them have like a floating handle. This is not. The floating handle, there's a pivot point in the center, and it kind of does that type of deal while you're holding it. And so this one doesn't have it, so it's hard to explain. But you want to hold on at the handle because it's calibrated and designed to measure from that. If you hold it in different places, that changes the fulcrum, and it changes the torque that you're going to experience. So it's not going to measure, it's not going to be accurate. And if you're not going to be accurate, then there's no point in using this. Just use a ratchet or whatever. So hold it by the actual handle where they want you to. And we're going up to 40, so that's going to be right here. This can go in either direction. So there's a 40 down here, up here, and there's a 40 down there, and just depending on which way you're tightening. And then you just put it on the same as And then and this is a super awkward position, especially to try to go up to 40 Newton meters, but hopefully you'll be able to just kind of see that dial start to move. And I actually can't see, I can actually see what it looks like. It's at maybe 30 right now. And you want to go slow. You don't want to like jerk and all that, because that's probably just going to pull it out of calibration, but also it's going to give you false readings. You know, it's not going to be, like I said, you want this to be accurate. So let's see if I can, I think that's all I can do from this position to try to, so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe this one, see if I can get it all the way to 40. I think I got up to 35. It's hard for me to tell from that angle. But that's basically it. Whatever number it is you're trying to get to, you just keep tying it until you get to that point, and then it's done. So that's it for this one. I hope that was useful to you. If you've never used a torque wrench or even knew about one, you know, maybe leave a comment about that if you got questions. Check out the links below so you can learn more about our bikes and about this project, what we're doing. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the adventure. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.